Hey everyone, welcome to Neil Talks. My name's Neil and it's time to talk The Boys. I talked about it a bunch in the aftermath of my last episode, but I think it's worth repeating now. I think it became really apparent last episode, and we've been subtly building up to it as much as this show does subtle. The show got very real for me last episode. I think the nature of the show, we get overwhelmed by the shock a little. And our natural reaction to all the craziness, all the blood and the gore and the hyper violence and just crazy moment after crazy moment is we have a two-pronged reaction. We laugh and there's a thrill, but it's all fun. That's our brain's way of coping with the crazy stuff we're seeing. And something's been building, and I think it came to a head last episode, and I don't think it's going away anytime soon, it's the first time I feel like we really directly pointed out the hate that some of these characters have. Specifically, Stormfront and Homelander, they have this superiority, this sense of superiority. Stormfront is a little bit more of a Aryan nation racism, and Homelander's is more of a godlike looking down on all of humankind, but they're very much aligned in their loathing of the average person. And Vought seems to be an instrument behind this organized movement of Stormfront, since she is the first successful lab experiment of Vought. She ended up marrying Vought. She was part of the Nazi party. She was friends with all of the top brass during World War II, and she very much believes in the Nazi ideals of white supremacy and all the rest of the horribly loathsome stuff associated with that. And it feels like she and Vought want to engineer a Fourth Reich, for a lack of a better word. They're working on a version of Compound V which will work on grown adults, so they don't have to administer it to infants and raise these children into supers, but they can just give it to the right people and immediately have viable, useful supers for their white pride army. I'm extrapolating a smidgen, but not really much at all. And hearing that plan spelled out, that history spelled out, takes away the fun. It's just as shocking as everything else we've seen, perhaps even a lot more so, but the nature of the shock is such that you can't laugh it off. You can't get a thrill from it, and you have to just sort of stare at it face on, and it hits you hard. And it changes the show. It makes the show real. It raises the stakes infinitely. It takes that fun edge off the show, and yet the show continued last episode, even amongst all these incredibly serious story beats, to scatter in tons of fun, whether it's a giant 40-foot cock attacking the boys in the hospital, or whatever other violence of the day we may have been incurring. The show has a new mix to find. I think it's done an admirable job of it so far, but I'm curious whether they choose to maintain that, or whether we're going to steer into a more serious direction. I don't think so. I think this show is going to remain at some level a lot of fun, but I think we've definitely raised the stakes last episode, and I don't know where it's going. But man, do I want to find out. So let's jump into the next episode. This is episode 7 of series 2, and it's called Butcher, Baker, Candlestick Maker.
That's why super terrorists continue to invade America.
I gotta go. I'm late for class.
Thanks. Have a good day, hon.
Well, this kid's primed to be radicalized.
I'm gonna tell you something that the government doesn't want you.
And they want more super terrorists.
I mean, for all we know, these maniacs could have already flown over our borders and be. I am counting on you.
Have a good day, hon.
Every minute we.
Oh man, this is Shot so interestingly.
I am counting on you to show us the way.
I'm worried about this store
Don't let me down.
and this guy behind the counter. Yeah.
Oof. Okay. I saw the light in your eyes. You fucking supervillain?
What?
Are you bulletproof, motherfucker?
Oh, please, I have a family, please.
He's not bulletproof. Jesus Christ. Jeez. Dark opening for this show.
Why test Compound V on patients? What do they want? I need the full
Is
picture.
that his parents? That was an international number. 44 is the UK, isn't it?
I'll get one to share.
Mom, I don't want a fucking unicorn frappe.
The good guys don't win.
The bad guys don't get punished. What we do means nothing.
Honey, you're not alone. You and me. Let's get away from all of this. Get away from Vought. I cleared it already.
Cleared it.
What? You called them?
Yeah, about an hour ago. Why?
Mom,
Ugh.
they could be looking for
Jesus. Oh, jeez. Holy crap. Black Noir's just attacking her.
She's our best chance to nail Vought, but only if you keep her alive. No abandoning your post this time.
Ouch. But he gets it. I'm sure he's regretted that decision for years.
Hello, Mum.
He's dead. Your father's dead.
Cancer, right? What kind of room is this? No power? Or hardly any?
Please let me. Please.
Starlight pulls an H-ray.
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Different strokes, man.
Please don't say that in this context. You can't watch porn while the sun's out.
Look, if I get up at that hearing, I'm dead anyway. So what difference does it make? You know I was a prodigy. Now look at me. I'm like the cuck, sitting on the sidelines while the real heroes are out there doing the fucking.
My mom, she, never mind.
This is the mother's episode.
You're the cuck fluffer.
Yay. We're seeing a lot more Soldier Boy. I feel like he's gonna be real soon.
This used to be a beautiful country. Remember? One nation under God. Remember? Right before these godless, inhuman supervillains started pouring across our borders and dragging us down into their mud.
Man, this is so mega, it's not even funny.
Has there ever been anyone in history more persecuted just for trying to protect their own? We are at war!
Brings me no pleasure to tell you this, but we also had a mole in the 7. Starlight.
Yeah.
I know.
They're throwing her under the bus.
Starlight has been conspiring with the people who murdered in cold blood my brother.
Oh my god, fuck.
I bet you she's in 42D.
What's
Come on,
42D?
Butcher, where are you? Wait, what's 42D?
At the tower. Suit-proof, mostly.
42. D is the 4th letter. Lost numbers, man.
Come on, I mean, do you want to be the cuck, or do you want to be the guy who fucks the wife?
You're speaking his language.
Yeah.
23.
No, don't hate me.
Why would I hate you?
Oh, he's not dead. He's not dead. Oh, wow. From Fringe.
No, don't. He hasn't got much time.
Not my problem. That's yours because you stayed with the cunt. What now, You step 1 inch closer, and I'll kill you quicker than that fucking ass cancer.
I'll bet you would. I know I was no perfect father, but I never got a chance to say goodbye to Lenny.
You're the fucking reason he's dead.
You either sink or you swim. And in Lenny's case, he chose to sink.
Oh.
He wasn't hard like you.
You're a fucking monster.
I just want to know.
What have you done?
Lenny could never have done that.
Okay, he's got a fucked up family history. His brother killed himself. He's basically raised in Boy Named Sue style.
Your daughter?
Yeah. Sometimes it feels like yesterday.
There's something I want to show you.
Meet my son? Oh, jeez.
Ryan, love you to meet my girlfriend, Stormfront.
He looks just like you.
She's someone I care about very much, and I think you will too. So, I think we'll be around more. I want us to be a family.
They're gonna steal Ryan, presumably.
How many other people have you killed, and what else have you done?
I didn't have a choice.
I'm not blaming you. I'm not. I wish I were as strong as you. But I'm not. I just need time.
You said you wanted to see the real me.
I know.
And she's petrified.
I'm sorry.
Man.
Tell him it's Grace Mallory.
This is the scientist that raised Homelander, right? Presumably.
We on the wrong team.
Since we saw him in the intro.
Doc, what do you know about the Sage Grove Center?
Never heard of it. Should I have?
We don't have to do this dance anymore, Jonah. We both know Vought fucked you. Help us fuck him back.
My mama, she kept me cooking with her.
This is the mother's episode.
Sauces. Your mama? She cook? I'd like to hear about your family. Keep them alive a bit longer. If you'd ever like to teach me.
One day she's gonna talk, but it's gonna matter a hell of a lot.
When she's taken. Gun?
Okay.
I'm seeing gun.
She's teaching. Cool. Of course, that's the first word he learns.
So, great news. I've got a meeting with Stan Edgar next week. Vought needs trusted, proven commodities right now. They need you too.
Wow. Can he actually deliver on that?
What do you guys think of Eagle the Archer?
Oh, he's like a brother to me.
He's a toxic personality, and no church members are to have any contact with
What?
him whatsoever. He doesn't exist. You understand? Ah.
Okay. Goodbye, Eagle. Man, Deep is so easily manipulated.
All right, moment of truth. I'm either still in the system or about to be swarmed by guards with AKs.
Wait, what? Why would he still be in the system?
And boom, bitches!
Really? That seems like a major fault of security.
This is not lesbian. This is not on brand. We need you ready for Congress with Elena sitting proudly behind you. We curated a coming out story that America loves, and it would be really great.
Ashley, for once in your life, be a fucking human being.
I'm really sorry, Maeve.
You protect his blind side, okay?
Is this
When you look at him, you think of me.
Ryan doing Blindside?
Wow. Or what about one of your dad's movies?
Mom, can I see them?
When you're old enough, we can talk about it.
You're old enough.
You're absolutely old enough. For sleepovers and baseball games and visits to Vaughtland.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a ride on your dad's roller coaster?
Can I, Mom?
We can talk about it.
Whenever you want.
Man, they're just stealing him.
Right?
Outside. Now.
She's got no control over this.
I was raised the same way as him. I do not want my son to have to go through what I went through.
He has a mother.
You are lying to him.
Because I love him.
No. You're not going to win any argument with Homelander.
The name's William Butcher.
Do these guys know each other personally? He's just going to go right over the grass.
Mr. Butcher.
Because of course.
Homelander, growing up as a lad, what was he like?
When he was a little boy, 5 or 6, he was quite sweet. But you know, I needed him to be the strongest man in the world. So I went to work on him.
Your whole fucking family dies today. Or you help me.
This is it, 42D. And she's gonna be there?
Let's find out.
They moved my statue?
Yeah.
What?
Wrong floor.
I wanted to do it in front of my statue.
Do what?
Kill himself. He wanted to kill himself. He's not going to testify.
I just wanted to make my dad proud.
He's about to die.
What the fuck?
Is he gonna survive this, or... Oh? Power. Is that gonna be what it gives her enough power to get out? Oh. He's not joining the team.
Fuck you, man. Shit, I need his hand.
Oh no! Oh my god.
Come on, come on.
Oh, they're not making it easy. Oh, Huey, you're an animal for doing this. She went up to 99. Jesus. All right, we wanted to know who was going to win. Various power sets. Black Noir versus Starlight. Here we go. Oh, Jesus. Jeez. That's not symbolic, breaking the table like that at all. Oh. Maeve. Jeez. Are we going to see a face? Are we going to see a face? What? Did she just feed him? What the fuck?
Was that an almond joy? He has a tree nut allergy.
Almond Joys, come back. That's hilarious. No. Oh my god. His one weakness is Almond Joys. Is that Mom? Starlight's mom?
Oh, hi, Mrs. January.
Is that a human hand?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Come on. We gotta go.
Yuri?
Annie!
What are you doing here?
He came to rescue you. You should know that.
How are we gonna get out of here?
I have a hand.
I know a way.
All right, dinner's ready.
That is not nearly enough lasagna for 4.
You lied to me.
What do you mean?
They just flew me up and showed me. This house is fake. The neighbors are fake. You're fake.
Boy deserves to know the truth.
Confused and there are reasons for what
No,
I did.
just
I'm
don't
sorry.
touch me. I hate you.
I think he just needs a little space. Come here, son.
No.
Don't worry. He'll still have a mother. Hey, Ryan! Ryan! Hey, Ryan! No! Ryan! No!
I've got it sorted.
Same coffee shop. But they've replaced their glass.
I just thought, when you saw how helpless he is now, you'd let it go. And you wouldn't become like...
She just doesn't want her son to turn into her husband. But it's probably too late for that. Butcher's the biggest cunt of all. What did he mean by he had it sorted, though?
I told him I wasn't gonna cut my mom out of my life. That's it.
He's been spreading slanderous and defamatory rumors about our religion in a desperate attempt to stay relevant.
Scientology.
The testimony we're about to hear today will prove that Vought is guilty of corporate malfeasance and multiple felonies.
Dr. Jonah Vogelbaum.
All right.
Gotcha, cunt.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth. I do. Thank you. You have 5 minutes to make your opening statement.
There's gonna be more. Who's doing it? Whoa! Holy crap. It's just completely random at this point. Run. Run, run. Who's doing it? Who was it? Was it Cindy? I feel like it's Cindy, but where is she and how is she doing it and who is she doing it for? That was like a serious toned episode all the way through. And yeah, we brought back the over-the-top crazy gore at the very last, but man, that was a heavy episode and really all about parents and mothers in particular. It felt like, you know, we suddenly met Butcher's parents and what a asshole of a father he had, and his mother trying to salvage something there. We had Starlight's mom come back and accidentally compromise her daughter, but they seem to be at least maybe on the same page now that she's her mind is blown. Homelander and Stormfront stole Ryan from Rebecca by telling the kid the truth, you know, taking him out of this bubble that Vought had constructed to protect him. And yeah, and destroying the relationship between Rebecca and Ryan, at least for the time being. I mean, maybe in the future that can be mended, but that's going to scar Ryan for decades. I mean, so much of this is how parents mess with kids, isn't it? It's about Vogelbaum taking what was a sweet young Homelander, turning him into the strongest man in the world and the monster that we see today. It's about how Butcher's dad thought he was making his kids tough, and he drove one of them to suicide and turned the other one into the biggest cunt in the world. And Butcher, there weren't a lot of what I'd call happy moments in this episode, but that being said, it did a lot of character exploration, and I really enjoyed that. These characters are feeling realer, and the more you invest in that, the more impact these crazy shock moments have when they come around. I thought we'd have more Lamplighter, but like you realize in retrospect that all his dialogue was that this was the end for him, that it was all over. He had come to terms with the fact that his life was literally over, and he'd rather go out on his own terms than be killed by Vought and or the Seven after testifying. He didn't want to tarnish his legacy, I guess. He certainly saw what they did to Starlight's reputation. I mean, they're not even hiding the parallels between that rally that Homelander and Stormfront were holding. Compare that to a Trump MAGA rally leading up to the 2020 election, for instance. Very much the same vibe. Where the press, social media, it's radicalizing young American men to kill people who might be superhero terrorists, and really, what are they judging that on? I think I saw your eyes glow for half a second, things like that. And then the popping heads during the hearing. Like, what's the aftermath of that? I have no idea. Do we go back to those hearings, or do we never discuss this again, or do we find something in between? I honestly don't know, but who's doing it? My assumption was that it was this soup that we introduced at Sage Grove last episode. Cindy, the woman with the shaved head, she had that, you know, she just clenched her fist, and whatever she was sort of focusing on would crush, collapse. And then you figure if you do that to a human skull, then squishing a grape. You know, it's certainly what happened to Raynor. And I thought maybe she would have been sort of pulled out of the hospital for special missions, you know, like Suicide Squad-y, for stuff like that. But she's escaped now, so why would she continue to do this unless she's doing it entirely on her own? And where is she exactly? Like, we know she was hitchhiking into New York, presumably last we saw her, but it's not the last we've seen of her. And what is it her personal agenda, or is she just a tool of somebody else? But we're tying up some storylines here. Vogelbaum's gone. The only other, like, named character that I saw for sure that died in all of that craziness was Shockwave, so that creates another opening that A-Train can refill. Obviously, Starlight will never be back in the 7, so you've got Homelander, Maeve, Black Noir. Presumably the Deep and A-Train are coming back. But you've still got... Oh, and you've got Stormfront, so you have an open slot, which we'll probably be filling in Season 3. Maybe Ryan will take that. Who knows? Normally when you're an episode away from the end of the season, you can see exactly what that final conflict, that final confrontation is going to be, and I'm really not sure what's going to happen next, even though we've only got 60 minutes of TV left in season 2. So it's tough to speculate. We can go in so many directions, but that's such an explosive finale to this episode that the options for where to go from here seem almost infinite. And we're also, like, it feels like kicking off some storylines that aren't even going to be explored any further until next season. Like Homelander and Ryan, I can't imagine we're going to do too much with that next episode in the season finale, but that feels like something that we could certainly dive deeper into next season. And, Stormfront's latent maternal instinct and how they corrupt or at least change Ryan, and, we get to explore the whole kid superhero trope and what his powers are going to be and all of that. And what happens to Rebecca? Like, Vought doesn't care if they've just got her locked up. It's all about keeping Ryan a secret, and if that comes out, what happens? We know Vought doesn't want the news that Homelander's got a son out in the public, but if Homelander's bringing this kid to New York and Vaughtland and wherever else, then sooner or later the public's gonna find out about these sorts of things. Who's the random kid hanging out with Homelander and Stormfront? The public wants to know. How much influence does this Church of Scientology knockoff have over Vought? How much influence does it have over the government? It seems like the founder of the church, I'm not sure if he's the founder of the church, the leader of the church, rather, he's quite confident that getting A-Train and the Deep back in to the 7 is a slam dunk. And I understand his arguments, but I haven't heard Edgar's side of things, and Giancarlo Esposito never plays a pushover. How much influence does he exert? The Deep is the perfect kind of puppet for him to manipulate. He's the most Hollywood star-esque of the 7, a pretty dumb boy who doesn't really have much in the way of original thought. So yeah, he's so easily manipulatable. And what is the church's ultimate plan? Why does it want these people in the 7? What is it about controlling the 7 itself? Is there going to be a battle of conflicting faiths within the 7? Like, we know Homelander's a minister in Samaritan's Reach. Is that what it's called? So yeah, how is this all going to shake out? I don't know, but I love all the things we're exploring. I love that the show has sort of suddenly got this more serious tone. And the interesting thing about it this episode was we didn't expressly need to touch on any of the racist stuff beyond, like, a MAGA style rally, and yet it was just as serious as we established last episode. I like that the stakes have been raised. It feels much more important now, and maybe the fun's not quite there, but the thrill, the tension, the the emotional commitment to the show, all of those things have been amped as a result, and I'm really digging this turn. And I wouldn't be surprised, you know, we've still got these crazy moments, like the final scene during the hearing, heads popping everywhere. We still have that craziness, but they're no longer quite as fun as they were maybe a few episodes ago. Now they're a little more in your face, frightening, you know, especially because you don't even know who's inflicting that violence. Where's it coming from? Who's doing it? Nobody knows, not even Homelander. And yet Homelander wasn't frightened at all. He was just standing around looking, trying, probably using his super seeing, his you know, his X-ray vision and his super hearing and all the rest of it, looking for who may be doing it. But yeah, I guess the only way to know what happens next is to tune in next week. I'm excited as heck for that. Hope you guys are too. And until then, everybody, take care, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.